Hey everyone, it's Catrice Bailey from When Models Talk. You are now listening to episode 34, part 2, with special guest Katrina
where
Bailey.
you want to where you want to talk about anything that happened in that particular time.
But in that- within that process,
Uh-huh.
like literally, um, even though I felt alone, I felt like nobody had my back. I look like a cancer patient. Like that's how bad I look. And whatever. But soon after, when I was done, like I said, I felt unstoppable.
Mm-hmm.
Like when I say the Holy Spirit, like I could feel like it's something that where you just I don't know who is into church and stuff like that, but we were having a discussion today about the Holy Spirit, and where you feel like you're so powerful within the when I think it was Elijah, and he called down the fire on the soldiers or whatever the case may be in the Bible. Girl, let me tell you that I was like, I would point my finger, right? I would point my finger. I would point my finger. And because I don't know, somebody came for me. Somebody came to my house and they came for me low key, right? And I was like, don't play with me because I don't know, I said something. I can shoot down um um where you can die or something. Like it was something. And I was like, but I ain't gonna put my hands up towards you because it really can come out like that, right? And so,
Special.
I'm like, but that's how powerful I felt.
Mm-hmm.
That's how like into God, into the Holy Spirit. That's that He had me surrounded, where I felt like I was unstoppable, that I could do anything. Like if I called on Him for it to rain,
It's gonna work.
rain. If I called on Him to get all my enemies out of my way, guess what He was going to do? Everybody was going to go.
Gotta go.
You know. And even with healing of the hands, boom, I could lay my hands on you. Guess what? You're blessed. So I'm just saying, do that process. Do that process.
Mm-hmm.
It's literally just like that. Like when He sits you down, don't. It's hard, but the outcome is amazing. You feel it's nothing like God in you. Not everybody else God in you. But yeah, that's all I gotta say about that.
Okay. Well, let's get into well, before we even get into relationships, I see that you have a background. Is there something that you want to promote?
I do. I do. So it's an amazing brand that my partner has. It's called Cool Color Kid Generation.
Mm-hmm.
You can go on the website, and it's an amazing brand. It's a positive brand, and I don't want to mess up what it could be, or happy coming from my neck, because I mean, I take my man, I take his brand, I take it seriously, and I might have to cuss about it. I mean, I don't know. Like I said, God's still working on me. So, because it might come from him, and so he can explain it better. But go to Cool Color Kid Generation and just check out the website, check out the stories, go to his Instagram page, which is Cool Color Kid Gen or Cool K Kid Generation. I believe Teresa's going to put it up. It's cool, www.coolkkidgeneration.com. So go on there, check it out. Thank you, boo. Thank you. Go on there, check it out, and just, get an understanding of what he's trying to do and where it's going, because it's going to be a major brand. And as you can see, some of his stuff up here, his jackets are just dope. Of course, I had my hand in it because, when you got a good woman by your side, I'm just saying.
Praise him.
Things come to fruition.
I can't. All right, so now getting into relationships. Now we have had our share of relationships. Not me as much. Mine has been long term. Your has been short term and plenty. Wait.
Don't, don't do that to me. Not,
Okay.
not on.
Look. So, getting into relationships, you talk about that a lot in your book. So, if anybody has ever read her book, you know, with the relationship she's had, the experiences she's had, because all of it's in her book for a season of her life. So, let's talk about that, because you were engaged, and I used to always, like, I think you and Shelly went to a wedding, David Pulley's wedding, to him and Nina, the police, and y'all were saying how, you know, y'all been engaged multiple times. Where I ain't gonna ring yet. I'm trying to figure it out. But so yeah, exactly. So how in the world, getting into relationships, let's talk about that as far as the different type of experience you've had with relationships, and what are some things that you can give women, not just women, but young girls also, when it comes to dating? What are some tips on what to do, what not to do, all that good stuff?
Okay. Let me say this. First of all, before you get into anything, before you start dating, before anything, you need to know who you are. You need to know yourself, what you ain't going to deal with, what you is going to deal with. And you have to love yourself, because then if you love yourself, you ain't going to allow nobody to disrespect you and do nothing crazy. And you have to be strong enough that if something does not look right, if you see an ex, be on about your business. So I don't care how cute he is, I don't care how cute she is, whatever the case is, be on about your business.
Mm-hmm.
Save yourself. So, but then again, I do think that people should date after they know who they are, they know what they want. Date multiple.
You always say that.
Multiple. But let everybody know what it is. I ain't saying sleep with everybody.
You said date,
I'm saying sleep with everybody.
not sleep with.
I said dates. Wow. Because me, when I was looking at dating, I was looking at it like networking. Because you're going to meet people. Some people stay, some people go. But you can't give yourself to everybody. Close your eyes. Close. But enjoy yourself. Have fun. And I'm not even telling people you gotta stay to one race. Now,
Mm-hmm.
I don't believe in that. Date. Have fun. When my daughters get older, I want them to date, to have fun. But I'm prepping them in the meantime to be strong Black women and know who they are.
Mm-hmm.
And now when you do start dating and you find the person that you're interested in, you know the other two or three, I say three, but the other two, they fall to the wayside. You know, they fall, and you keep it moving. But that one gonna stick. That one's gonna stick.
Okay, so
I got my
Lord. So this has been a long debate for us. Years of debate, because
reaching.
Because I've always been the type of person where I could only date one person at a time. Because I always felt like, okay, if I'm dating multiple people, it's like, number one, I get people confused, and I'm just a one person type of person. And from the time I was in a 9-year relationship, and when I got out of that 9-year relationship, she advised me to date multiple people. And I didn't take that advice, only because number one, she was my sister, and I was like, girl, you don't know what you're talking about. I'm not dating multiple people now. But on top of that, I had the things on my mind. I like to stay focused on one person at a time. Even though a lot of people say, okay, you staying focused on one person at a time, you're wasting time, because you're not getting a chance to really get to know multiple people at one time, and it's shortening the time span. But me personally, I feel like when God gives you people to date. I know for me, I've been in situations where literally God has literally put me in a position to date a particular type of people. And I've learned something from each person that I've dated. Hasn't been many, y'all, but I've learned something from people that I have dated. And I've learned more about myself. I've learned more about what I want, what I don't want, and I've actually had really good dating experiences. Now, not everything's been peachy keen, but it has been good. But in a sense, I do agree, date multiple people. But if you're the type of person like myself that does not date multiple people, but I'll just date one at a time, that's just what you know how to do. If you know you can juggle more than one person at one time, hey, why not? But it just depends on you. Now, again, adding to what she was saying, be friends with that person first. You don't have to go into straight up, okay, we're dating, we're together, friends. Because when you're a friend with somebody, they're going to show you every piece of them. They're going to show you the ugly. They're going to show you the great. They're going to show you the depression. They're going to show you every little thing. When all this makeup come off, guess what? You reveal all the blemishes. The spiritual blemishes, the mental blemishes, and the outer blemishes. What?
I'm like, hold on, wait, should I tell you? Remember that, so I dated this guy, right? You know what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
So I was going to a modeling gig, right? And with models, you have to have paces. You have to have a butt, like one of those,
You don't gotta have no
once you pull
butts
up
no
like-
more.
I know, not now. Before,
Y'all,
when I was doing it.
let me tell y'all real quick before she go into this. Before, they actually had her buy a fake butt. Where they do that at? Buy a fake butt. And when she would when she would wear it, I'm like, girl, what you doing? But literally buy a fake butt. It was fake, y'all, like pants. And but like was short. And I was like, that was so weird. Now they don't I haven't heard personally.
I don't know about that now.
I haven't seen nobody do that. Maybe that was the thing back in the day. But a fake butt. But go ahead with your pasties and your fake booty. Go ahead, girl.
So I have went. So I'm very.
Wait.
I've always been
The reason why they ain't buying it no more because people actually getting it done. Boom.
Yeah. That's why.
Hey, Rose.
Hey. So I had it right,
Mm-hmm.
and I wasn't using it for anything besides modeling.
Mm-hmm.
When they told, I always bring it just in case. And so one day I was like, you know what? A girlfriend hit me up. She was like, let's go to the club.
Mm-hmm.
And went out to the club. I put it on. Don't ask me why I put it on. I didn't need it. I put it on. And my butt looked bigger. So I get to the club. Mind you, I think at the time my book is out. I'm doing How I See Things Wednesdays.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, a stalker came. Once I got to the club, a stalker got up in there. He was like, oh my gosh, I see you on YouTube all the time. I follow you. I've been wanting to meet you for so long. And I don't know if I posted that I was going to be there. I don't think I did, but he saw me. And he followed me around the club the whole time. I'm like, yo, homie, like, go on about your business. And so a guy, I call him Rick Ross, he saw me there. He saw the guy just kept following me, getting on my nerves. And he came up and acted like he was my date or whatever the case may be. And so from there, we had exchanged numbers because he was a real cool dude. We had exchanged numbers. And then the following day, he was like, all right, let's go out. I'm gonna take you out.
Mm-hmm.
So go out. I wear the booty again. Don't ask me why. I think I don't know, maybe it fit. I don't know. Wear it again. The third date, right? The third date. Homeboy, I had literally took it off, took it off. He was we was going somewhere. I don't know. We was going to the park or something.
Uh-huh.
Took it off. He was like, I walked up the steps. He said, "Where your butt go?" Like that, right? I was like, yo, you're crazy, like that, right? But he loved my sense of humor. Like, he wasn't offended because I was still, but he just was like, yo, you are funny. Me and we're still cool to this day. We're still cool to this day because, like, at the time, like, that's just real. We just joke every time because that we started off, you know, from the club and then on the dates. We just always had a good time. Yeah, just always had a good time. Cool to this day.
That's crazy. This girl, I still can't get. I forgot about that fake booty. I'm like, why did they tell her to wear a fake booty as an agent? I don't know. So now, going back, well, touching on relationships a little bit more. What are some experiences that you actually have had with dating? Because you know I know.
Yeah.
And they crazy.
So I've been stalked multiple times. I've definitely had to do with having a partner who has kids, which is a whole nother topic. So I've been stalked. I've been had to deal with children who were bad. I ain't gonna say they're bad. In fact, they were bad. They were bad. They were some bad kids. And it was a lot. You get the hurt, but and you come across the dudes that's just trying to ride your car and everything that you have until they get where they going. But then want to bounce back and forth when they down. We not doing it. And then I had the guy that want to wine and dine you, take you out, show you the world. But then again, he just wants you to be a prostitute. He want to turn you into a prostitute at the end of the day. And, or be the madam.
Which one was that one?
That was Al Capone.
Oh yeah,
that one was Al Capone.
Okay, so can you tell everybody this story? Can you share? Lord.
I was going through something.
Look, we got our niece on here. She need to know this information so she can watch out.
Watch out, because he around your way. So, I don't know where you're at, but so I was going through something, and all of a sudden, I was just walking down the street. I got some bad news. I was walking down the street, and I was just crying and crying and crying, but trying to put myself together. And this guy, I heard this guy yell, and I was like, but I kept it moving because I'm going through whatever I'm going through. Then all of a sudden, I see him. He comes to the side of me, and he's like, "Oh, you're too pretty." He had jumped out the car he was in, jumped out the car, and came to my side and was like, "You're too pretty to be over here walking and crying." So he gave me his number, and he said, "Call me when you get a chance." He said a little something that sparked my interest, and I was like, okay. So, but the devil know how to work. So I called him that night, and we just started hanging out. He would take me everywhere. It was like Pretty Woman without the prostitution. Pretty Woman. He would he took me. He was like, "All right, I'm going to take you shopping." And me, I'm like, I buy my own stuff. I don't need you to buy nothing for me like that, right? Because I didn't know how to receive stuff from people. I didn't know how to take gifts. That wasn't. I felt like a gold digger. So whatever. And so he was like, "All right, well, I'm gonna take you to get your nails done at the mall." This one, what part of the Philadelphia Mall? It was called back in the day.
Oh,
not King of Prussia.
The gallery.
The gallery. So he was like, let's go to the gallery, whatever the case may be, and I just want to get your nails done. And I was like, all right, I can get out. So went to the gallery, and as I'm getting my nails done, he was like, let me see your jacket. Takes my jacket. So what you need my jacket for? Takes my jacket. Homeboy comes back with 2 name brand jackets, right? Then he was like, this is your day, just enjoy your day. So he was like, I want you to go into the store and, go shop, buy some clothes. He already went into the store. When I get into the store, the people coming up to me and they just like, what do you need? They all nice, passing me champagne and stuff. I'm like, what's going on? And as I was talking to the one of the workers or whatever, she was just like, where you meet him from? And I was like, walking on the street. And she was just like, because he came up in here and he was like, anything she points to, you give it to her. And I'm like, he did what? And she was like, yeah. But then she only trying to flirt with him, trying to get his number all up in his face. And me, we're not technically me. I'm not thinking relationship, and I'm not taking him like serious like that. I like him for a little bit, but but it was something to take my mind off of whatever I was going through, and it was different. It was different, but he had a little motive behind him. So, and we only did it for 2 months, and we was inseparable for 2 months. He literally, like I said, he would spend money on me all the time. He would take me places. He was always in AC, gambling, always in AC gambling. That's how I know how to play blackjack though, win that money. And then from there, he would, and his house was nice. His rooms, everything was nice. Everything was just expensive. And so he, long story short, he was a kingpin. He said he didn't have no kids. He had 6 kids. He was abusive to his baby mamas. Broke ribs, pull him down, drag him down the steps, beat him up on the street. I didn't find this out until the homeboy got locked up. And when he got locked up, I went to go visit him. Because I don't usually do the jail thing, but I went to go visit him. Because he was like, call me. Like, I was like, hold on, man. I'm not a ride or die. I don't ride or die. So he talked me into it. I went to go see him, whatever the case may be. So, and I changed my times last minute to go see him. Come to find out, me and another girl that he was dating, when he met me, he was dating somebody. He met me, and he was with me. That's why he's been gone all this time, because he with you. Because the guard was just like, she's here to see him too. So he looking me up and down. I've never been to a jail cell. Look, y'all, I ain't never been up in there visiting nobody. Well, I know what's going on. I wonder why people looking at me. I know I'm pretty, but I was just wondering why they were just there. So when the shaman, she sat next to me, and she was like, who you here to see? I was like, and she was like, oh, well, I'm here to see him too. And I was like, well, I didn't know. And she was like, I'm his girlfriend. And I was like, she was like, well, who are you? I was supposed to be his girlfriend, but I think that's your man, I'm assuming. And so I asked her how long they've been together and everything like that. She said about 2 to 3 years. And I was like, oh, well, look, I didn't know. But long story short, we didn't argue, we didn't fuss, we didn't fight. We handled it like grown women. She went up first because it was technically her night to go up. And I just stayed in the back. The guards let us do it. And as soon as she went and sat down, they told me to come around the corner. And I sat right. Once I saw that he had the whole situation, I was already done. So I was just basically going and finishing, helping her out, finishing it up to let him know, like, look, don't call me no more. And as soon as we, got back there, as soon as I walked to the side, she got up, she went off. She said, you mother, banging on the glass and all that, just causing a scene. And so I didn't say nothing. But his eyes got like, hold on, wait a minute. So, long story short, I found out through her that he had 6 kids. He beat up every last one of his baby mamas. Because he told me he had them. He also was in like selling drugs, and like I said, kingpin. He was trying to start
Prostitution.
prostituting, sex trafficking and stuff like that. But he wasn't gonna get me, and it was just a lot. It was just a lot. After that, he just kept calling me, and when I left, because I left before she did, she was still young. I just needed him to see that I knew. And I started leaving. He's like cursing her out. He's like, Katrina. I was like, don't call me. You got that right there. You know? And so, long story short, I don't know where he at.
But let's be clear, he wasn't beating up on her. Let's be clear.
Yeah, he hit me.
He was doing all.
You know what? I'm gonna tell you what he did. So one time we get into an argument, and I just like, all right, don't leave, because it was my fault. I said something slick. So I was like, don't leave. But you only gonna get 3 don't leaves from me. 3 don't leaves from me. And then I just don't care. So, hey, Elena. And so I was like, I was trying to not have him not leave. And all of a sudden, he was trying to get out the door. I was in front of the door. So he kind of like grabbed me by the back of my neck like that, right? To get me. And so, yeah, I just was like, oh, this is hand on the back of my neck. Like that, right? And so, you're not going to move that. And so, he was just like, his face was, hold on, yeah, let me not. So he moved his hand slowly like this. He was just like, because I was just like, I said, you're not gonna move that hand. And so moved it, and I said, you can go. You can leave. Because I ain't the one. I'm not the one.
Be crazy.
I would cut a man before I cut a girl. Just saying.
Yeah. Cause look, at the time, I think I lived right around the corner. No matter of fact, I lived in the same complex, but over, like downhill.
Yeah.
But we don't play them games.
Nope.
I do not deal with physical abuse at all, and no woman on this earth should. And once somebody shows you who they are, believe them. Let's be clear. Facebook, IG, YouTube, Twitter, when they show you who they are, believe them. So, yeah, and we don't play. We ain't about to mess up nothing on this body. Not the face, not nothing.
No.
So, but that's just one of her crazy relationships that she has had. She had done online dating. That's why I do not do online dating. I don't care what nobody's time. No, I'm not doing it. She was my experience. All I had to do was see her do it. He said no man should go through it either. I agree.
We agree.
But let's be clear. Again, if somebody shows you who they are, believe them. Which means if you are with an abusive woman, if you are with an abusive woman, then you need to actually leave her too. And not just abusive physically, but women can be, just like men, can be verbally abusive as well. And if you know that you are a good man, let's be clear, a good man, we need to define what a good man is. Let's be clear. Y'all about to get me on my soapbox. Now, when you find a good man, first of all, one thing I've learned from being in relationships, and that is when you find a good man, a good woman, you are respectful of that person. That is you. That is a representation of you. So whatever you do to that person is you're doing it to yourself. So if you're talking crazy to that person, you're talking crazy to yourself, which means we need to treat ourselves better and we need to learn to treat other people better as well. So when me being in a relationship, what we going back and forth for? We arguing over what? You call me up, you cursing? What we cursing for? Patrice don't curse. I don't do disrespect. Nope. The reason why I don't do respect is I don't disrespect other people, especially not my man. Mm-hmm. My man will never receive disrespect from Katrina.
Exactly.
The only thing you can get from Katrina is if I sit there and I say something maybe sarcastic, and you check me on that saying I don't like sarcasm. Katrina, that stops, because I'm not doing that. Because I know for one fact is that I'm a good woman, and I will be and Katrina deserves everything that she receives. Because I'm bomb and I know it, especially when it comes to a man. But Randall talking trash. But look, I had to put that out there to let people know. But anyway, back to what we were saying. So yeah, definitely no online dating. Definitely, well, for me personally, I don't do online dating. But then somebody did tell me if you meet somebody off Instagram and you start dating that person, that kind of is, huh? You said
with COVID, that's all you got right now.
Well, that's true. That's true. But again, I guess I don't know. But look, if it ain't right in your spirit, it ain't right in your spirit. Move, get out the way. Yeah. But and don't be so quick to move in a sense of moving on in a relationship where you don't really know that person. Put it that way. Mm-hmm. I've been there, done that, ain't doing it again. No.
Not at all.
Now, do you want to touch on relationships pertaining to friendships? Do you want to touch on that?
So a relationship pertaining to friendships, it's kind of the same thing. You have to know who you are. You have to know what you're going to deal with, put up with, and what you're not going to put up with. Mm-hmm. I've been a couple of times when it comes down to relationship with females, with males, because I've had a male best friend. I have females that I've considered to be next to best friends, and they've turned their back on me, or they stab me on the back with another man type of situation. So, I mean, about a guy or something like that. And my thing is that, again, you have to know who you are. Mm-hmm. You have to definitely move forward if it's not working for you. It's not working for you. If you don't like how a female's moving and that's your friend, sometimes you got to leave people at the wayside. Mm-hmm. Same thing with a male. You got to leave people at the wayside. Everybody can't go with you on your next level.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And I'm going to add to that, too. When it comes to friendship, sometimes God takes those friendships away for a certain season. And the season could not just be, 2 months, a month, or whatever the case may be. It could be years. It could be a whole half of a year. Yeah. It could be 10 years. It could be, there's no time frame of how long he's going to remove that relationship, because there's something that not only you have to work on, but they have to work on. And at the end of the day, we're all progressing. We're all always growing as individuals. And sometimes our next level is not going to require the friend that we had, which means, look at my baby. Look at my leggy. But, look, I know, I forgot I was on live. But yeah, so when it comes to, friendship, they are taken away. That's true. Friendship is a two-way street. So you definitely have to definitely be mindful of, and not be afraid, and not say, okay, maybe we're going to, I've had friendships where literally God took them away for like 6 months and said, you got to work on what you got to work on, and they're going to work on what they got to work on, and then I'm going to bring y'all back together. So I always believe a friendship can come back. Now let's talk about real quick, because we're almost coming to an end, and I want to say thank you to everybody on Instagram, YouTube, YouTube Live, IG Live, Twitter, and Facebook. If I didn't say Facebook, for tuning in and sticking with us all this time. But also, let's talk about transition real quick before we go. And when I talk about transition, I'm talking about your plan versus God's plan and what that looks like. Because again, you said that you have your CDL license. So how in the world do you go from doing all of that to moving into not only having a baby, but getting your CDL license, like driving big trucks? Class A. Is it Class A?
Class A. I'm a professional driver. Put some respect on my name. Thank you. So I was working at Amazon, right? I was working at Amazon, and I was already driving big trucks, but not the big tractor trailers and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Big sitting up high. I was killing it, working at that job. Got myself out of debt. Was able to take trips, be able to do whatever I needed to do because I was hustling. Because not only was I hustling, I was also doing Grubhub, DoorDash, and everything on the job. I wasn't playing no game. I was making money and making sure that my bank account was set. And God just was opening doors, opening doors. And then all of a sudden, it was time for me to leave that job. It just wasn't right. I was like, you know what? I need more. I need to do my product. So I had this product called Clutch Handbags that I was working on for a long time. And I was in the process of working with this amazing person who of course had to pay her to do it, but helped me through the process. So that's creating the business plan, that's doing the prototype, all the resources, doing the trademarks, doing all that stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, okay. And because I was working at Amazon, I had the funds to pay for all of this.
Mm-hmm. So
it was basically just a business mentor. So doing that the whole summer, and all of a sudden, I'm on the verge of quitting Amazon because I'm like, look, I can't work on my business and work here. So stopped doing that, and I just took on my business full blown, full time. But within that season, I had prayed. I prayed to God. I said, look, I'm going to meet my husband this year. And I want to meet him and be friends with him. I want to be friends with him. We don't need to be doing all the extra stuff. I just need to be friends with him. So once I made that prayer, that's when the job, I shifted from job. I was working on business and just doing Grubhub, DoorDash, stuff like that. Still making money, but being an independent contractor. So then all of a sudden, I ran across you know what? I decided to date. I dated, I dated a lot, and I ran across the person that I do believe now will be my husband. And of course, we were friends first, right? So I had a whole path. I had a different path because I had moved out of my place also. Moved out of my place and was transitioning. And then all of a sudden, God was like, I'm going to shut all that down. Because you want to go this way. You want to do the whole slip cover for clutch handbags and stuff like that. And I think it was, slip cover and another movie that he had had me write. So, which is called 9 Months Without My Phone. And it's based on twins. Based on me and my sister.
Yeah.
But it's a thriller. And so I'm rolling all that out. I'm like, oh, I can do this. I got this, motivating and everything like that. But remember, I told you I wanted to meet my husband this year. So God said, okay, since you want to do that, dating two people, friends with my guy now. And of course, everybody knew about each other. But we were just friends. And so, long story short, he lasted. Because we're pressed for time, he lasted the longest. We were just friends and everything like that. And then we decided not to be friends. And I noticed when you get in the path that God's going to take you, it's literally, it doesn't get easier. It doesn't get easier. Like, because he wants you to work that thing. He wants to work you in it, you know? So, ran into him, I want to say within a month, got pregnant. And y'all don't judge me. Don't judge me. Y'all see my baby. Don't judge me.
That is my baby.
And so
That's my house, y'all.
The best relationship ever. When it's ordained by God, trust me, it's gonna be hard because you'll have to work. He's gonna work y'all together. He's gonna work y'all foundation together. He's gonna make that mold, make y'all strong. Mm-hmm. So it hasn't been all gravy, but it's been how it's supposed to be. Mm-hmm. We're in a good space. We can communicate with each other. Mm-hmm. Because before I was like, I'm gonna do what I say to. It's about me, like that, right? And that's all I mean. I had. Every last man I've ever dated, they were all about me. They did whatever I say did. And that's not the type of man that I wanted. So where's the wedding? And so, look, we transitioning. You know, we transitioning. And so he basically just took us through, you know, the whole pregnancy. The pregnancy was a lot. Mm-hmm. But it was because he's a man's man. He definitely... Mind you, I wasn't working. The pregnancy made me extra tired. That means I couldn't go out and do drug club. I couldn't work on my own product. I had to sit all that down and depend on somebody mm-hmm. to provide for me and my daughter. Mm-hmm. So he took on all that. He took on all of it. My bills, which I had just bought a car note, insurance, everything. Took it all on. Busting his butt. Coming to see me, making sure that I'm good, making sure my daughter good, making sure he spent time with my daughter. Mm-hmm. Just to get all that bond, make sure that I'm good. My sister was there the whole time. You was there the whole time, you know, seeing this. Like, it's amazing. That's what I've always wanted. And so it was a hard, rough year, but now it's like, now how we're shifting, it's coming out of it. We're coming out. And it's like blessings on blessings on blessings on blessings, you know? So we just got a blessing today. Today was amazing. Yes. So now it's just like, you know, it's just when you're in alignment with God and what he wants you to do. Yes, we all do have a plan. We want to do this. We want to do that. We want to do this. It's not to say that my movies will not come to pass. It does not mean that my products will not come to pass. It's just like he's taking me a different way. Yeah. And I'm excited because now I have a helper. Mm-hmm. I have someone who's going to watch my back and watch my back, and I'm going to watch his. And he's just as motivated as me. He's dedicated to his brand, you know, and a lot of other things. And we have the same type of mindset. We're both creative and like just artistic. It's crazy. Mm-hmm. He's like my twin. Like, it's crazy, but in the guy. Mm-hmm. And it's amazing. Then we just had a beautiful baby. Beautiful baby. I love having a family. That's what I always wanted. I always want to have a family. Now, don't be wrong, the wedding will come, but it just ain't gonna come yet. We're not gonna move when everybody wants us to move. We're gonna move when we want to move. That's the point of our relationship. We do what we want as a whole, our foundation. We gotta make sure our foundation is straight first. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. But God plans is always better. It's always better. It's always better. Still go after your dreams. If God is trying to sit you down to bring something to you, let him do it. Mm-hmm. It's going to be hard. Going to be hard. Because me, I was fighting it. I broke with this man so many times. After 72 hours after I met him, and he asked me to be his girlfriend, I broke up with him. And that was because I was just so used to my independence. But I was scared also. That's my son-in-law. You know, I was scared also, but he made me look at myself and say, no, you're not breaking up with me because, you know, you want to, I don't know. He said something. It was cute. It was on point. Shut up, Tree. Mm-hmm.
But yes, it was. This was. Is there anything else you want to talk about, or anything else you want to leave everybody with before we go? Because we're about to head on out. It's 9:01.
Okay, so what I'm gonna leave everybody with is
We're gonna talk about some.
yes. First and foremost, find out who you are. Let God lead you on finding that person. Do the work, whatever it is. If He's telling you to sit your butt down 3 years, whatever amount of years, sit down, because whatever He has for you is going to come. Women, if you desire to be married, and I made my list, and He's everything on that list, but even more. But I waited on God for Him. I wasn't checking for nobody like that, even though I was dating. And also, when I did pray, and I said, God, I want to meet my husband, but I also said, during that process of me meeting my husband, God, anything that's going to hinder me from finding Him or really knowing that it's Him, take it away. Anything. And that's where 2 guys popped up that were from past relationships. And it was done. It was done. He moved them out the way, and he lasted. He was one of I'm gonna report. He was one of the guys that just God was like, no, that one right there. And I wasn't expecting, because he was stalking me on IG for a minute, y'all. He won't lie, but he was stalking me for a minute on IG, and I kept turning him down, but I kept it moving, and we just ended up. It's weird. It's really funny how God works. You never know. It's really funny how God works. It's crazy. Hello. Boss Chick Empire. Empower. Boss Chicks Empower. Yep.
I can't.
But
yes,
yeah.
but and I want to say this before we go. You could I can't. He said she lied. But I want to say thank you to everyone for tuning in, and you can find my sister at, what's your Instagram handle?
Officially Ann.
On IG. And do you
On IG.
Oh, and you got your Facebook, right?
Facebook.
She ain't never on it, y'all.
It better just be on IG. I'm more so on IG. So IG.
So check her out on Instagram at Ann Bailey, officially Ann Bailey.
And my YouTube channel, I believe it's Ann Bailey. Mm-hmm. And you can go up there and check out the movie, the visual comic that I did. Mm-hmm. You can check out How I See Wednesdays and my old talks and everything like that. Mm-hmm. And my information about my book and everything, and bloopers and all that type of stuff like that. And yeah, enjoy it. A lot of my personality, my old personality too, definitely does pop.
Yeah. You'll definitely see the growth from years until who you see now. That the look, everything is different. So, but I want to say thank y'all so much for tuning in. Thank you, Katrina, for coming on to When Models Talk, and don't forget to check us out on IG Live. I'm going to make sure I get on YouTube, live on YouTube, live, of course, doing Zooms, as well as, she said YouTube is Ann Bailey. YouTube. Doing Zooms, Twitter, and Facebook Lives. But I thank y'all so much for tuning in and spending the time with us. And you can catch all previous episodes on my YouTube channel at Models Like Me. And also check out Models Like Me Consulting Agency's IG, as well as Real Quick Belly IG. Thank y'all so much for tuning in, and thank you so much for being my guest. What'd you say?
Thank you.
I can't.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, I can't.
To be continued.
We're gonna try to do this, like, a couple times a year. So it'll be something different. We'll think about what we're gonna do. But thank y'all so much for tuning in.
We definitely have some things in the works of what we're trying to do this year, setting up this year for next year and years to come. So trust me.
All right now. Thank y'all so much for tuning in, and y'all have a wonderful night.
Thank you for listening to episode 34. It's a twin thing with special guest Katrina Bailey on When Models Talk.